Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the huge, invisible systems that control our power grids, our water supply, and, well, so much more. This is the hidden network that's really running our modern world. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get our heads around what SCADA actually is. Then, we'll look at the simple four-step loop that makes it all work. After that, we're going to break down the key parts, see how it shows up in your day-to-day life, and finally, talk about the really critical job of keeping these systems secure. So let's just kick things off with a fundamental question about all the stuff we rely on every single day. I mean, seriously, think about it. We just expect these massive, incredibly complex systems to work, right? But how? How does a power company know in real time what's happening on a transmission line that's hundreds of miles away? Well, the answer is a really powerful system called SCADA, and that stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. Basically, it's the command and control framework for these huge, sprawling industrial operations. You know, the best way to think about it is like this. If our infrastructure, our cities, our factories, our utilities, if all that is a giant body, then SCADA is its central nervous system. It senses what's going on, it processes all that information, and then it sends out commands to react. Okay, so if it is a nervous system, how does it actually work? Well, it's not just random. It operates on this constant, repeating four-step feedback loop. Let's make this super simple with an example. Imagine a water reservoir. Okay, step 1, sensors out in the field are gathering real-time data on the water level. Step 2, that data gets sent over a communication network to a central control room. Step 3, an operator sees the water level pop up on their screen, and maybe it's showing it's getting a little too high. And then step 4, that operator, or maybe even an automated program, sends a command back out to open a release valve. And that loop just keeps going, 24/7. All right, now let's pop the hood and actually break down the individual parts, the components that make this whole technological nervous system tick. First up, you've got the field devices. These are literally the system's eyes, ears, and hands out there in the real world. You have sensors, which are the senses. They're measuring things like temperature, flow, or pressure. And then you have actuators, which are the muscles. They're the things that do the work, like flipping a breaker or turning a motor. Now, connecting to all those sensors and actuators are what you might call the remote brains. These are these tough little computers called RTUs and PLCs. They kind of act like local managers, gathering up information from a bunch of sensors and carrying out commands right there on site, so they don't need constant instructions from the main hub. And then, at the very heart of this web, you've got the MTU, the Master Terminal Unit. This is the central brain, the main server that's crunching all the numbers. And the face of that brain? That's the HMI, the Human-Machine Interface. It's the dashboard with all the charts, the maps, the alarms that lets a person see the entire system at a glance and step in when they need to. And just so you know, this isn't some tiny niche technology. We're talking about a massive global industry here. You've got giants like Siemens, Rockwell, and GE building all the sophisticated software and hardware that runs these things, and their products are deployed all over the planet. So we've covered the what and the how. But why does any of this really matter to you? Well, because whether you realize it or not, SCADA is everywhere. It is quietly shaping your day, every day. Think about it. The electricity that powers your home? A SCADA system is managing that power grid. The clean water coming out of your tap? Yep, SCADA is controlling the treatment plant. Those traffic lights that hopefully get you to work on time? That's SCADA too. It's in the factories making our stuff, the pipelines delivering our fuel, even in the office buildings we work in, managing the AC and the lights. It's just everywhere. Okay, so if one type of system is responsible for our power, our water, and our transportation, you can bet that keeping it safe and reliable is an absolutely massive priority. And this gets to a really crucial point. Security for SCADA isn't an afterthought. It is built in at every single stage. These systems get tested like crazy before they even leave the factory. Then they get tested again once they're installed. And what's probably most important today, they go through extensive cybersecurity testing. We're talking vulnerability scans, penetration tests, all to find and fix holes before the bad guys can. And that really leaves us with a final and pretty critical thought. Our dependence on these automated, connected SCADA systems, it's only going up. Smart grids, smart cities, it's all built on this foundation. So the question we have to keep asking ourselves is this. As our world gets smarter and more connected, how do we protect its digital brain?